I'm Jonathan Alexander, Professor of English here at the University of California, Irvine.
And I'm Antoinette LaFarge, Professor of Art in the Claire Trevor School of the Arts.
Burning Time began as a project in my mind when I received a trove of old photographs of my uncle, a man named Glenn, who had died when I was just a child, about 12 or so years old. Glenn was a gay man who had moved from southwest rural Louisiana to New Orleans. And I tried to imagine what his life would have been like making that journey, moving from rural Louisiana into the city to try to find not only a sustainable community, but maybe a whole new way of living life openly as a gay man. So Burning Time began for me as a series of poems in which I meditated on what that journey might have been like. I was fortunate to meet Antoinette LaFarge, a longtime colleague who was interested in that journey and wanted to tell that story with me through a series of artistic panoramas.
Yeah, that's right. I loved Jonathan's poems because they leave, like all poetry, they leave these beautiful imaginative gaps, and you're telling a story that's both a real family history and an imagined history of a gay man in America. And so what I thought with my images is that I would construct these layered panoramas that were filled with images that were both directly evocative of Louisiana and gay life, but also had tangential associations of various kinds, so that they would together create this kind of visual correlative of the poems. And one of the things I loved about working with you was that we worked together to construct a library of underlying images in addition to your uncle's photographs that we could use in constructing these paintings.
As we move this summer in 2019 to the 50th anniversary celebration of the Stonewall Riots in 1969 that marked the contemporary beginning of lesbian and gay rights in this country, it's important for us to remember what it must have been like for people before Stonewall, trying to make lives as queer people, as gays, lesbians, bisexual, and transgendered people at a time when often their lives and their intimacies were often in the shadows or criminalized and even pathologized.
Yeah, I have been a gay ally all of my adult life, and also think about how important queerness as a construct is to America in general. Now, 2 generations on, we're all still trying to find ways for difference to be recognized and celebrated so that people can be fully individual in their lives and not always being trying to force into little buckets of behavior or thought that don't fit them very well. So this is a story that will continue to unfold probably as long as there are human beings, and I'm excited to be part of it as an artist and an ally and as somebody who's had many differences with our culture at large, so it's just one more kind of difference, not a minor one, but an important one.
It's been one of the highlights of my career to work with an artist to create a multimedia journey depicting what it must have been like to live and to love as a gay man in mid-century Louisiana. I think of this as an homage not only to my uncle, but to all of the queer people who have gone before, trying to make this world a better and a safer place, certainly a more tolerant and hopefully accepting one for all kinds of people.
Yeah, I think very often as an artist about lost lives, as it's one of my general interests, that people who do not become celebrated in the culture in their own time for any number of different reasons. And so that was another reason I was very attracted to working with the story of your uncle. And there was a personal element as well, because he reminded me of an artist that I knew growing up, knew and loved very much, my earliest artistic mentor, and a gay man in the 1960s. So it feels like I'm also touching his story as well. By working with you, you get to that sense of a universal story through the particulars of individual experience.
Burning Time runs at the Viewpoint Gallery in the UCI Student Center from May 7th to May 23rd.